Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United Transfer News Daily, where we talk about all the latest Manchester United transfer news and give it that real fan opinion. And I've got a real buzz in my step today because it's Monday and I just feel the hotter meter's back and it's going to be a nice week in the UK weather-wise. And we've got a big game against Spurs on Thursday. And I just feel positive and I want to feel positive about Manchester United. There's been so much negativity over the last 6 years. If you get something to grab hold of, I'm going to grab hold to it. And maybe I'm an idiot. And maybe we're going to be let down. But I want to be positive. So will today be Harry Maguire Day? I don't know when Harry Maguire Day is going to be. I said this time last week I didn't feel it was going to happen until the end of the week. If it was going to happen, it didn't happen. So I'm not going to label anything. But what I do believe is that Harry Maguire will be a Manchester United player. And what I will say is I really hope it's done by Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest, so that then we've got time to go into other deals, because we've got to get some momentum. And I would love to be in a situation where somebody's holding a United shirt up officially before Thursday, so we can say, we've got that player in, we've still got 2 weeks to get another deal or two in. So that's what I feel about Harry Maguire. And hopefully at some point we will get something credible, because I think that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for just somebody credible to come out about it now. We've had a lot of the periphery ones, credibility. Talking about credibility, the most credible outlet from Portugal is O Jogo. They are above Ebola and Record and everyone like that. They would be considered to be the best, I believe, in relation to reliability. So they were over the weekend talking about Bruno Fernandes. Nothing major like his agents flying into Manchester or there's a fee been agreed, but a story I actually think has probably got more weight to it, because basically they're talking about Sporting Lisbon are preparing for life without Bruno Fernandes. You can see it in their tactics and the players that they're looking at, and that a move to Manchester United is probable. I'll take that. I will take that, because it just keeps it ticking along. What you want with Bruno Fernandes is the story to keep ticking along. And maybe get a couple of English journalists talking about it over the next few days. Keep that deal ticking along, because it just keeps it in mind, keeps you still confident it's going to happen, keeps you having faith in what you've been hearing since March, and the fact that United are really in for this player and Solskjaer wants him. Because I tell you what, if for some reason Bruno Fernandes went and signed for somebody else, I would sit here and go, my mouth would drop. For many reasons, I'd feel like I'd been lied to, but more importantly, I would be like, who the hell are we going for then? Are we going to get no one? Because he just ticks the boxes. He ticks the boxes. He's a tenacious midfielder. He can put a tackle in. But the creativity, the movement of the ball, he's just perfect for what United need. And he's perfect for what Solskjaer wants. A player who's got talent, who would be in awe of Manchester United, very professional player. He'd be brilliant. And I would love him to come to Manchester United soon. And the sooner the better. But that might be a deal that maybe we're looking at next week. But look, as long as it's on the cards, I'm happy with that news from O Jogo. We'll stay with that. Talking about, I want to do Nicolas Pepe, but let's talk about Gareth Bale very quickly. Manchester Evening News have reiterated what they said a couple of months ago about Bale, really, to be fair, that Gareth Bale is not an option for Manchester United. He's not on the list. He might have been in the past, but he is not on the list for Manchester United. He was never on the list for Manchester United this summer. He's not the sort of player that they're looking at for the reasons many of us have said. He's 30. He's not going to be, he's not really a player to rebuild with. He's expensive. There's concerns about his injury. He just doesn't fit injury record. He doesn't fit the profile of what Manchester United are trying to do in the way that they're looking forward over the next 2 to 3 years. And I said yesterday, look, if Gareth Bale was an option for Manchester United as a loan for a year, I wouldn't say no. But long term, he's not really what we want. And maybe, I admitted it myself when I never wanted Bale. Going into this summer, I was adamantly, I don't want Gareth Bale. I don't want this overpaid Welsh Alexis Sanchez. And the only reason I've changed my opinion on it is because the transfer window changes your opinion on it, isn't it? It really is like that. It's like, it's like when it's lunch break and you've been kept back because you've been naughty by your boss. And normally you go to the dinner queue and there's loads of choice there. But by the time you get to the front because you're late, there's stuff that you wouldn't normally eat there, and you take it and you go, well, that'll do. And I think that's sort of my approach with the Gareth Bale thing is I'd rather have Gareth Bale than nothing. And the transfer window is running down, so it is a bit desperation. But actually, if we focus on the plan and we do bring in the players that we need, then Gareth Bale isn't really a player that we want. There's a lot of talk about Gareth Bale that there's a surprise anyway. And United wouldn't be a surprise. Bayern Munich wouldn't be a surprise. A return to Spurs wouldn't be a surprise. I'm wondering if the surprise is China and if it is bloody China, I'll say it again. If Chinese clubs want Bale, just go and get the Chilean version. His name's Alexis Sanchez and he can play the piano. Might be a few issues with his dogs, but with regards to what's his face, Gareth Bale though, I think he's going to end. I mean, there's even I'll say it. I heard it as well. Real Madrid. He plays for Real Madrid. I know. Real Madrid. Neymar. Swap deal. You never know. You never know. So, look, that may be a surprise, but I don't see Gareth Bale coming to United. And if we move to the Hotometer, we'll do Pepe first. With regards to Nicola Pepe, I don't believe this story, but this is the latest Manchester United transfer news. I think some people think the Transfer Daily, and you get towards the end of the transfer window, and I don't say it as much as I do at the start, but Transfer Daily is about all the news in the transfer world. It's not Mark Goldbridge writing down, oh, Roma want to sell us Totti. It doesn't even play for him anymore. You know, it does come from somewhere. So with regards to all the stuff we talk about, there is an outlet that it's come from, and then we discuss it as fans. That's how it works. So Nicola Pepe is quite interesting. So this is coming from Corriere dello Sport in Italy, because Napoli are in for Pepe, and they're saying that the main rival is Manchester United for Pepe. So it builds, it's another outlet, and it builds the momentum of Nicola Pepe to Manchester United. And it excites those people who want Nicola Pepe. But I'm just going to be the passion killer, you know, the cock blocker, I suppose. And I'm going to say, that sounds totally wrong. Totally wrong. But I'm going to say that I just don't believe Nicola Pepe to Manchester United. I don't believe it. But I'm a player who, I'm not a player. I'm somebody who really likes him. I really like him. I think his season last year in particular, a team like Lille, to score all those goals from the right wing, he's very good. I agree with a lot of people that say, but you've got to be careful with Nicola Pepe. He's not this bloody world-class talent. You know, he could flop as much as he could be a success. I totally agree with that. You know, you don't buy a player from Lille and at 24 and think, you know, he's going to be a world beater. But he's certainly better than what we've got. And he would be a good signing. I don't think he's worth 70 million either, by the way. And that's the price that's been quoted over the weekend. I think he's more of a 50 million player, maybe a little bit less than that. So... But these are reasons I don't think United are in for him. I just feel that we're being used, again, like we were used for many deals this summer. I don't think we're in for a right winger. I don't even think we're going to sign a right winger. So I don't think we're in for Nicola Pepe. So I'm sorry about that, because I would really like him, but I just don't think we're in for him. But having said that, it's now the third or fourth outlet in the last couple of days that have started linking us to him. And that will encourage some fans, because he's a player, it's a bit like Thomas Partey, isn't it? He's a player that we've all spoken about, saying they'd be a good signing for United. We need a player in that position. But we've never really had anybody talking about it. Well, over this last couple of days, there are people talking about Manchester United and Pepe. I just feel it's because Nicola Pepe is now back from the AFCON. He's ready to make his move. Everyone knows he's going to leave Lille. The president of Lille said he's leaving Lille. His agent has previously said that he's open to everything. I think Liverpool is where he's going to go. I think Liverpool have not really done anything in this transfer window. They're the champions of Europe. They're trying to close a gap on Man City, who've bought Rodrigo. They're going to get Rodri. They're going to get Cancelo, and they've got De Bruyne back, who's going to be like a new signing. City are stronger, and Liverpool are the same. So I think Liverpool will get Nicola Pepe. So that's another reason I'm not getting hyped by it, because I don't want to be, oh, look, we've beat you again, because I don't actually believe we're in for him. And I think it'll be the same as Fabinho, a player that the fans wanted to sign, but the club were never in for some God-known reason. What next? We spoke about Fernandes. We spoke about Pepe. We spoke about Bale. We spoke about Maguire. I mean, keep your eye this week on Sean Longstaff as well. I think he is a target for Manchester United. I mean, look, let's go to the Hotometer on the left. So the way the Hotometer works is we've had this going up every now and again on the transfer shows throughout the summer. The Goldbridge Hotometer, rumoured media transfers, but they are my rankings out of 10, really. So Maguire's at the top. I'm 90% sure that's going to be the deal. I'm going to keep him at 9. I'm keeping Bruno Fernandes at 90%, all or nothing. Look, I've said all summer that we're going to sign him. I'm not going to bottle it now. I still think we're going to sign him, and I hope Woodward doesn't bottle it as well. Sean Longstaff drops to an 80%. I'm probably tempted to start dropping him down to 60%, but I'm going to give it a couple of days. I think with Longstaff, the money Newcastle want, it might make that deal impossible, but United really want him, so I'm going to keep him there at the moment. And then you drop down, I mean, there's a big drop then. It's like dropping off a cliff because you go from 80-90% sure on a signing to 20%. I mean, Koulibaly, should he even be in there? We're probably so close to Maguire, which nullifies Koulibaly. I mean, imagine if Man City go and sign him. Because Man City want a centre-back. If we get Maguire and they get Koulibaly, I will cry. I will cry. Milinkovic-Savic, you could probably knock him up a little bit there. As I said on the show last night, the president of Lazio saying that Milinkovic-Savic wants to go and play for a top 10 in the world club. Counts as out then, doesn't it? But I think in relation to status, it counts as in. Pogba would have to leave. Pogba would have to leave for us to go for him. So 20%, because I don't think that's going to happen. Gareth Bale, while he's available, you've got to say United are always going to be mentioned. And then Ben Yedder, just because as and when Lukaku, who we've not even mentioned on this Monday morning, Lukaku has got to go at some point. And when he goes, will we go for another striker? I mean, I think that's why some people think maybe Nicola Pepe, because if Lukaku goes, do you need to go for an out-and-out striker when Sanchez can play there, Rashford can play there, Greenwood can play there, Martial can play there? Or do you bring a player like Nicola Pepe in, who can also play up front but can play off the right? And do you have people like Sanchez, Martial, Chong, Sanchez, Martial, Chong, Rashford, Greenwood, and then Nicola Pepe, who can all play in the multiple positions across the front three? And maybe that's what Ollie will do. Unlike in '99, when you had 4 strikers for 2 positions, the game's moved on. You have 6 forwards for 3 positions, and maybe that's what Ollie will look at, because I think Lingard's going to be more of a midfielder. I think Lingard becomes one of the midfield options, to be honest with you, which scares me, because does that mean that we lose one of our midfield signings? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, please do smash a like on the video. Get your comments in below on everybody there. Do you think there is a chance for Nicola Pepe? How do you feel about Bale not being an option for us? I think a lot of people will be happy with that. Is today or tomorrow going to be Maguire Day, or are you still thinking we're not going to sign him? What do you think about the Hotometer? Do you really think that those are... Do you think I've got it right with that? Is there anybody else that you think we should be talking about as well? Get your comments in below. Please smash a like on the video. Make sure you're subscribing if you're new. Hopefully this is going to be a big week for United, but I ain't going to make any big statements. I'm going to say hopefully. I think Maguire's coming in next, then it will be Bruno Fernandes. What's going to happen with Lukaku though? I mean, I don't know. I think that's a show in itself, but I don't know whether I want to do it. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.